So remember yesterday on the phone, they said they'd be here by 1 o'clock? Well, it's 5 o'clock, and no one's picking up the phone. Hi everybody, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Yeah, right there, that empty spot. I just brought in my YouTube plaque and designed a whole new frame and everything for it, for that blank spot that's been staring at me for 8 months now that I haven't figured out what to hang there. But now I finally figured out what to hang there and can't wait for it to be built. It has to be built. It's going to take a few weeks. We'll see what it looks like when it comes out. But today what I want to talk to you about is it takes a special kind of human being to do this. And what I mean by that is it's not the best type of human being. In fact, it's like the worst kind of human being out there. So right now in Canada, as you probably have heard, or I've told you, or you've heard on the news, Canada's vaccine rollout is horrible. Absolutely atrocious. We went from 5th in the world in December to 40th in the world less than a month later. That's how terrible our vaccine rollout is. While places like the United States were doing over 1 million vaccinations a day, Canada's struggling to hit 20,000 a day. That's right, 20,000 a day. And in some cases, that number was as low as 5,000 a day. So you would think there's a high priority out there for who gets the vaccination. We need to protect our elderly. We need to protect our frontline workers. We need to protect the people who are the most vulnerable and have the highest percentage of chances of catching the virus, right? Right. So we have high risk designated. This is what the government's done. They've designated certain old age home facilities and elder care facilities as high risk and priority for the vaccine. And here in Ottawa, we had one of our facilities that was scheduled to give out to the populace in the members in there, the elderly, the people who are being looked after, the residents. And then they had 5 extra doses. So those doses were to be given out to some nurses and some cleaning staff who are in direct contact with the patients every day, right? Vaccinate the people who are always around the elderly, so when they come into work, if they happen to catch it outside, they have a less likely chance of spreading it, and things like that. It just makes sense. Well, one of the managers there decided, you know what? That cleaner there who cleans the rooms and everything for the elderly and is in direct contact with everybody, yeah, she doesn't need the vaccine. You know who needed the vaccine? His wife. His wife needed the vaccine, who has nothing to do with the facility. I could see it if the wife was a volunteer and was there all the time, but she's never stepped foot in this facility until he told her to come in and get vaccinated. It takes a special kind of sleazeball to take away basically endanger everybody you work with. You were a manager at an old age home responsible for these people's lives and livelihoods. And you just said, no, my wife is going to get it. I'm more important than the little people here. They just pay me to look after them. They don't deserve anything. They don't deserve anything extra. What kind of a manager of an old age home would prioritize his wife over the people that he's supposed to be caring for and in deep concern and make sure their last moments on earth, if you will, in a lot of cases, is pleasant and as easy as possible and as happy as possible. You know this person didn't give a damn. They didn't give a damn. If they're willing to do this, they didn't care. And that takes a special kind of human being. A very special kind of human being that would take away a possible life-saving drug in the place that you work with senior citizens and safety and the most vulnerable. By the way, in Canada, 80% of all fatalities from COVID-19 have been in old age homes. 80%. So forget about community spread, forget about businesses, forget about cruise ships and all that. Old age homes. And this person was the direct manager in charge of looking after these people. Well, luckily, that cleaner who did not, she went to get her vaccine. She told she was in line for it. And they said, no, we gave it to somebody else. And then she started saying, well, who got it? And then they found out it was the wife of the manager who doesn't have anything to do with the facility. There was an investigation and 2 people were fired over this. One of them better have been that manager, but they won't say who was fired, but 2 people were fired. And no, it wasn't the girl, the cleaning lady. She's still there. That's not the problem. The union there is the one who lodged the complaint. But to the credit of the Nursing Home Association and the people in charge higher up from there, when they heard about this, they immediately launched the investigation. It didn't take very long to get resolved, and those people were immediately fired. So yeah, if there's any severance pay or anything given to this person or anything, that's where, you know how some government officials will be forced to resign, yet they still get a pension of like $250,000 a year for the rest of their lives, like our Governor General here in Canada. She was accused of toxic workplace, talking down to her staff, yelling, actual physical violence. You're just a horrible, horrible person to work with and deal with, and demeaning her staff. Well, she resigned and got a $250,000 a year salary for the rest of her life after not even completing 1 term as the Governor General. Oh, I wish I had a government job. Don't you wish you had a government job where you could do something so atrocious and get paid for the rest of your life? No questions asked. Wow. I took up the wrong line of work, but I'm glad this person is let go, because quite frankly, if you're making that decision at this critical time in our history, what other pandemic has happened that has caused the world to shut down like this in recent memory, right? In recent history. So you're willing to put all these people at risk, and I'll say it, you thought of them as the little people. I'll put the little people aside. They're old, they're senior citizens. What does it matter? I am the important person, and that's exactly the mindset that went through this person. So yeah, it just takes all kinds of people. The good, and in this case, they're really slimy.